Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching Where with Sim again. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the storm that's going to likely bring a chance for some severe weather as we get into November 19th. But make sure you guys do stay tuned till the end of the video because I will tell you guys all the changes with the storm. Also, I'm really glad you guys got me up to 50 subscribers just a few days ago. That was nice, but I would still like to get more than 50 subscribers. So why don't you guys go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to go ahead and start talking about the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. For today, we do have just a few general risks of thunderstorms. We got one across the Great Lakes region, and then we got one across the North Pacific Northwest. I don't think we'll see big rounds of thunderstorms today, but we'll definitely be seeing a few showers and maybe even a few brief thunderstorms across both areas, so we will have to keep our eye on it. Climate Prediction Center outlook, 6 to 10 day outlook, we do have a chance for pretty well above average temperatures across the plains getting down into the southeast. We won't be seeing like well above average temperatures, but like anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above average as we get into November 11th. Same goes for precipitation, but we will be seeing well below average precipitation across like the northeast getting into the Ohio Valley and even the Great Lakes region, seeing some well below average precipitation, but around that we can still expect some below average precipitation just right around that dark brown area, and then just around that slightly below average precipitation to maybe stay near normal, but that's just going to be around the golden color. But we also look at the above average precipitation. We can expect a well above average for the west coast, getting down into southern Texas and then getting into Florida. Southern Texas and even western California will see the best chance for above average precipitation, but we will definitely be seeing a few rounds of showers and even some thunderstorms across Florida, which may bring some pretty good above average precipitation across this area, but places like California and Texas definitely have a better chance. 8 to 14 day outlook, we are seeing even more above average temperatures across much of the United States, even a better chance of above average temperatures across this area. We are seeing it for the plains, Ohio Valley, the southeast, the east coast, the mid-Atlantic, even getting into much of the Rocky Mountains region. So just a lot of areas it's covering, but make sure you guys are kind of on high alert for maybe some record high temperatures, because if we're seeing this very dark brown area right here, which means you have the highest chance for above average temperatures, we're definitely talking some record heights possible, so make sure you guys are aware of that. Precipitation outlook, we do have a chance for below average precipitation across northern Maine. That's where we will have our next best chance for below average precipitation. But then as we get south, this heads from Washington down into California and then across the south or southern United States, and we do have a pretty good chance for above average precipitation across California, getting into Arizona and even Texas, and then even Florida again, losing 2 times above average precipitation. Same goes for California. They just saw 2 well above average precipitation. So we're going to see rainfall start to ramp up across California as we get later into November, at least after this week. We'll start to see our big chance for above average precipitation as we get into November 13th into 19th. So we will have to keep our eye on this. Excessive rainfall outlook, we do have a chance for some some flash flooding across western Texas. This heads from Houston to Southern Texas. This is on day 5. This is from Friday and Saturday, so we are pretty far out. But before day 5 is day 4, we got more widespread marginal risk. We may see an upgrade to a slight risk, but we still will have to keep our eye on it because there's still a lot of uncertainty about how this really wants to play out. But this heads from Thursday into Friday, so just make sure you guys are being aware of this. But we look at total snowfall that is anywhere from now to November 22. Some pretty active snowfall across the Rocky Mountains, seeing anywhere from about 20 inches to down to 6 inches of snowfall across this area right here. So make sure you guys are staying on high alert about some heavy snowfall, but we will start to see more snow ramp up as we get later into November. Precipitation wise, we do take a look at precipitation. There's anywhere from now to November 22. We are seeing some pretty active amounts across California. We are seeing up to literally a foot of rain across that area, and I do want to see when it will start ramping up. So as we get into November 15th, this will immediately grow to a foot as we get into November 22. So this goes from November 15th to November 22. We'll literally see a foot of rain for California, which is very concerning. We could start to see some of these rivers in this area get up to feet higher than normal, like get feet and feet and feet of precipitation across this area. And so and I'm really sorry, I kind of messed that up. What I meant to say is that these rivers will keep getting more higher and higher in feet, so we could definitely be talking about some river events, maybe even some big time flood events across this area again. And don't you guys remember the big flash flood event we had in last January, where we had all those rainfall totals build up high, and then all those cars and stuff just got washed down the road? It was kind of destructive, but I mean, for how much we're seeing already, I'm just saying there is a possibility we keep seeing more active river flood events across this area, even though it has been staying dry for some time. But over here in the eastern United States, some pretty active precipitation anywhere from now to November 22, and that was also for the West Coast as well. Just some isolated 1 to 2 inches, maybe some widespread just 1 inches of rain. So not really a big concern across this area, but we're definitely talking maybe a few severe weather events as we get into November 22, and we'll go ahead and talk about that in a second. But before we do, we're going to go ahead and look at the Jett Strem. We're going to go ahead and start today around 12 p.m., which we just passed, but it's still close to where we are right now. We're going to go ahead and take this forward, and as you see, we got a little pressure system that kind of decided to go even more lower, but then decided to re-strengthen, bringing some risk for some snowfall, maybe even some freezing rain and stuff like that. And I will actually go ahead and show you guys that in a second, and I'll show you guys that after this. But we're going to go ahead and take this forward, and we got a little pressure system developing across the upper Ohio Valley that may bring a small risk for some thunderstorms. And then we're going to go ahead and keep taking this forward, and we got a high pressure system sticking around that will bring some drier weather across that area. But then as soon as that finally heads out, we'll start to see some active storms across the Ohio Valley, possibly as we get into November 20th, but then that will finally head out. So it really depends, but we'll have to keep watching. But I wanted to show you guys the Weather Prediction Center maps, surface maps, just to show you what we can expect the next few days. So as we look at tomorrow, we are seeing a chance for some freezing rain across northern North Dakota, getting into Wisconsin, but we are even seeing mixed precipitation across a lot of areas, maybe some active thunderstorms across the West Coast. And But as we also look at winds data is where it gets a little bit concerning, because if you look across much of New York, we're going to go ahead and zoom in, across much of New York, even including the Albany region across this area, we're talking some possible freezing rain. I mean, this is just going to be nuts, guys. This is going to be nuts. Like, if we see freezing rain across lots of New York, this is just gonna be nuts. Like, we are even seeing it get into Massachusetts, even Connecticut. This does include Springfield. Like, I mean, this is just nuts, seeing freezing rain this early, but this is just freezing possible. So we may not, but since it's there, we're definitely gonna have to keep our eye on it, and it's definitely a ginormous concern. But we look at the radar, we're gonna go ahead and take this forward, and as you see, we're talking maybe a little thunderstorm across the lower Ohio Valley as we get into November 10th. That will be our next big chance for precipitation. Then we continue to take this forward, we'll continue to see some showers and some thunderstorms across that area still. As that finally heads out on November 10th, we're going to keep taking this forward until we see another round, and as you see, we'll see another round on November 18th. And then as we continue to take this forward, we'll likely see some active storms across this area. And just look how organized that looks. That is a straight line of active thunderstorms, and we could be talking about like a vertical line of damaging winds or something like that as we get into November 20th. So that's why I'm saying this could be our next severe weather event, depending on how it plays out. There has definitely been some changes, but we will still have to keep our eye on it, because some of the changes may go back to how they were, or some of the changes may be completely different. But I do want to let you guys know, and before the end of this video, I do want to let you guys know that I was able to put links down in the description, because I have finally figured it out. So if you guys want to download my camera app that I use on my weather videos, that's called OBS. That's down in the description below. Or if you guys want to use tropical tidbits, you guys can. So it's a pretty good app, because as you guys see, it shows all these radar areas. It's free, it's professional too as well. You even got all these options with the GFS model and even a few other models and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just a really good app you can buy. But I'll even have a few other things down in the description, and you guys can get them if you want. And if you guys do, that will be very helpful. But they are free, so if I were you, I would get them, especially because they're free. So make sure you guys also click that like button. I'm really glad you guys did leave comments and even liked my videos on the other few. That's definitely helps a lot, especially with getting like lots of views, subscribers, and other things like that. So thank you guys very much for doing that, and continue subscribing to my channel if you would.